If you don't want to live inside the city, but yet have all the proximity close to it, and being in a tight-knit community, plus on top of that, it's probably the most walkable neighborhoods that we have in and around the city of Buffalo. The village that I'm talking about is the village of Kenmore, one of the first suburbs of Buffalo, and it has a lot of pros and things that it offers. Now, it does have some bad, like the older home stock, but let's break everything down right now, the pros and the cons, to the village of Kenmore right now. What's going on, you guys? I hope all is well. As always, I'm super excited you guys are back. If this is your first time, this is Buffalo Living, where we cover every single thing Buffalo on this channel. This is a lot of research based and opinion a little bit. Sometimes I do make mistakes. I know some of y'all be clowning me in the comments, but look, I'm human. I make mistakes every now and again. My bad if I get a date wrong, or if I say this building is from 1890 and it's really from 1925. Either way, it's old. And today we're going to be talking about the pros and the cons to the village of Kenmore. Now, you guys already know from past videos, or the last one I did about Kenmore, I'll tag it somewhere up there. This is one of my favorite areas around the city for a lot of different reasons. Now, one reason that we already talked about was the walkability. Kenmore is probably, let's call it 10 to about 15 blocks, right? One thing people always underestimate is the great walkability that Kenmore always has. If you live on basically like Victoria or anywhere close to Main Park, this is a nice walk path that you can walk all the way down and kind of connect the blocks, and then Main Park is over by this way, so it'll take you directly to the park. I'm telling you, Kenmore's walkability is phenomenal. And now we're about to go take a trip up and down Delaware to show you all the stores, the mom and pop places, the eateries, and where everybody really starts to hang out, especially during the summertime. I'm telling you, don't underestimate Kenmore's walkability. It's definitely in the top 3 to about 5 around the Buffalo area. The people in the community of Kenmore are really the backbone of this community. A lot of mom and pop shops, a lot of restaurants, eateries, especially once you're talking about up and down Delaware. I mean, you have candy shops, Mike's Subs, Eat Right Food. One of my favorite cafes in the world is Spot Coffee. You have Jay's Artisan Pizza. I almost messed it up. Jay's Artisan Pizza. I mean, you have Michael's Flower Shops, Johnny's Flower Shops. You have so many different things, and really, this is really the community of Kenmore itself. Anything honestly you really need inside this community is all right there. Even when you start to branch into North Buffalo a little bit and get into like that Target Plaza, the Delta Sonic over there, now they just put a brand new Burlington's inside that plaza. I mean, there's so much that offers inside this community. It's really insane. And the next greatest part is really because of this walkability, you also have Main Park, which a lot of people use as kind of like their recreational area inside the village of Kenmore. Now, one thing Kenmore is known for, because it is the first suburb of Buffalo, is its older housing stock. A lot of the homes in Kenmore, are going to be older, right? With older homes, with 100-year-old homes, you're gonna have 100-year-old problems. Now, even in that same breath, Kenmore has some of the most beautiful A-frame and 4-story homes, 4-square homes that you can ever see around Buffalo. Now, inside the village, you're gonna have a couple streets like Irving and Wabash and Victoria. Some of those houses over there, they're going to be a little more spread apart than your neighboring streets may have, which kind of depends on a block that you're on. What do I mean by this? Some of those houses over there, those houses are this close together. Now, those streets that I just named, Wabash, Kinsey, Shepherd, those streets on the back, those may have a little more space in between the houses, allowing you to actually pull inside your driveway and not have to park on the street. So depending on what street you're on, depending on kind of what section of that kind of Kenmore area that you're in, you really want to be cautious of that if a driveway or a garage is something that you guys look into. Now, I can tell you straight up, Kenmore is not known for big backyards. Remember, this is the first suburb of Buffalo, so yeah, you was out of the city with even closer houses, even closer homes together. But at the same time, you still not getting that big backyard that you may dream of in most cases. Now, one of the beautiful parts about Kenmore to me is that 70% of people own their home in Kenmore, so that can really set the precedent of the Kenmore area and a lot of the things that kind of go around in and about that community. Now, one of the drawbacks at that same time is that the average age in Kenmore is like 45 to about 46 years old, which is crazy to really think about. Now, I'm not calling you old. Don't beat me up in the comments talking about Devontae said you're old. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that y'all not millennials. But in that same breath, again, I do see a lot more families coming into this area, but a lot of people really stay in Kenmore because they love it so much. Depending on the size of the community that you're really looking for, again, Kenmore is going to be more of a small, tight-knit community. Doesn't have a lot of people. I can tell you that right now. Some people don't like that. Maybe you want a bigger community around you, like a Tonawanda, Amherst, or maybe Cheektowaga. So those are some things that you want to think of when it comes to kind of the size of the town that you want to be, or if you want to be inside the village. And speaking of the village can get a little more costly when it comes to the taxes. On average right now, the taxes in Kenmore for a $229,000 house, that was the average amongst all the houses that sold last year, the average taxes are going to be around $5,100 and as high as about $7,400 per year. So that's something that you guys want to think about. Now, is that pretty normal around the Buffalo area? Yes, but if you're on the higher end of that Kenmore kind of tax bracket, that's something that you do want to factor in, especially you guys that's moving up to the Buffalo area. You want to factor in your taxes everywhere in New York. That can either knock you out of a place or bring you into a place. I can tell you that right now. And what I mean by that is that, let's say your taxes are $300 or $400 per month compared to something that's $600 per month. You're talking about a big difference, 40 grand to about a 50 grand difference in your purchasing power when it comes to buying a home. Now, I really don't have too much bad to say about Kenmore. Honestly, I mean, for a town that's only like 15,000 square feet, to have everything you need on one or two streets, and if you need, you can literally go up to North Buffalo and shop till you drop. I mean, this village is really a dope area. Again, you guys really want to kind of determine the housing. Do you like that old school style housing? Do you want that, you know, that craftsmanship, that old original hardwood floors? One thing, oh, I didn't mention this, one thing about the Kenmore homes that you will definitely pay attention to is that it has a cinder block foundation, what causes the basement to be a little more damp. So Kenmore is actually known for water problems in their basement, so that is something that you guys do want to pay attention to. If you're not using me as your realtor as you walk through these homes, make sure you pay attention. Hey, just use me and I'll make sure I pay attention for you. But make sure if you guys are not going to use me, or you guys have another realtor that you set up with, look inside the basements. Honestly, I will go down there first before you even get amused with the rest of the house, because Kenmore is known kind of for that damp, moist, and then with the cinder block foundation, from that pressure on the earth pushing against the house, those walls can buckle or start to bow a little bit, and that's something that you do want to be mindful of, because that is not a cheap fix. I can tell you that right now. Again, those homes are older. 90, 100-year-old homes are gonna have those 90, 100-year-old problems. So I hope this video helps you guys make a decision as to where you guys want to be, or opens your mind up to a new decision. Now, if you guys don't already know, my name is Devontae Davis, the local realtor in and around the Buffalo area. If you guys have any questions about Kenmore or any other suburbs or areas around the Buffalo area, make sure you guys let me know. I would love to be of service to you guys, especially if you guys are moving up to the Buffalo area or already in the Buffalo area looking to sell the house you got, or find a new one maybe in Kenmore. All right, so make sure you guys hit me up with a call, email, text, and as always, I will see you guys inside the next one.